Hi, it's Wednesday. I'm Ashana Guy, and this is Good News Only, the show where we celebrate the stories that uplift and bring us all together. Every weekday at 10:30 a.m., we are recapping the good news only, the feel-good headlines, the inspiring moments, and the community wins that bring a little more light to your day. And I want to hear from you too. So if something good is happening in your world, a personal victory, a community success, a birthday, or just something that made you smile, send me an email to news25 at week.com. And remember to put Hey Shauna, that's SHAUNA, in the subject line so I know it's for me. I would love to share your good news right here on the show. And today's show is full of good news as usual. But I wanted to start with this. I want to tell you what happened last night. So we are going to have a special guest next week on the 18th. And I'm not going to tell you the name of the program this person works for yet, but I will tell you in time. That's not the point. The point is this. So I participated in one of their programs, one of their Zoom meetings, and it's a group that gets together. I think they meet once a month. Either way, they have like these coffee conversations and they ask a question. You go into these breakout groups and they ask these two questions and you answer them just with for me, everybody there was a stranger with the exception of my cousin. I had never met anybody else. But the point of the group is just to foster community with people all over. So anyway, they asked a couple questions. We answered the questions and moved on. But at the end, there was this lady there who I'm not going to share too much of her story. I'll just say that she was very tearful as she was mourning the loss of her own community because of just lifestyle choices that her son had decided to make. Just decided to live life as a trans person. And so I guess this community didn't quite agree with that. And so she lost friends and family because of it. And so she was so tearful. And what I really liked about that moment was the fact that it highlighted the need for groups like this particular group. I thought it was a cute little thing at first, right? Until someone actually spoke up and said that it was what they were lacking in their life. And I'm not a person who doesn't like community. Like, I have my people. But I don't, it always is news to me every time someone is that moved by the lack of community in human contact in their life. And it always makes me really think about how how different I am sometimes with that kind of stuff. I like people, and I think, right? I like people. But do I need to always be with people in order to be happy? I'm not that kind of person. But I appreciate being reminded that there are people who are that kind of person, right? And it always encourages me to do my part to make sure that those people are cared for and that they know that they have someone. Because just because I don't need something doesn't mean someone else in my community does not. So that's what I appreciate about that group, and I cannot wait to have Taj Marks Krim come on the show and discuss it with you. And then hopefully some of you will feel inspired to join a group like that. I think definitely our meeting last night taught me that it's needed. And so since we're talking this month about heart health, caring for our physical hearts and our mental emotional hearts, I thought it was fitting. A fitting group to be a part of last night and a fitting conversation to have with you today. What are the ways you are being intentional about taking care of your hearts, physical and your emotional, mental heart? Send me an email to news25 at week.com and let me know what are those ways that you are being intentional about taking care of your heart. Also, you can send me a message at 25 News, Good News Only on Facebook. Don't forget to follow us. We'll have more good news after the break. Welcome back to Good News Only. So, my kid, did your kids do this? Your kids text you or call you no matter where you are, what you're doing, even if they know the hours because they're consistent hours that you do a thing? Like my daughter is texting me right now about her living arrangements for college next year. Girl, we haven't even got through this semester. She wears me ragged, but so we're going to move on to our first good news story, and this story is about Les Mis. If any of you out there love this play, it seems that it has returned to Peoria, and it's bigger than ever. And so it's transforming an empty stage into 19th century France. It says it takes about 11 semi trucks, more than 1,000 costumes, and nearly 16 hours and hundreds of crew members to bring this play to life. So crews worked past midnight uploading, building, and preparing the Prairie Home Alliance Theater for a curtain call. So they went behind the scenes, or we went behind the scenes. I wasn't there, but somebody from 25 News went behind the scenes to see the magic come together for this global musical phenomenon. I think it's going to be a great show. Ooh, this is something I should take my daughter and niece to. I think a couple of my nieces would enjoy seeing this. If you missed opening night, you still have time. Performances run through Sunday afternoon. This would be a good thing for a couple of my girls to do this weekend. I might call them. So go out there and do this if this is something you're interested in. It's the weekend. Oh, and it's Valentine's Day. This could be a great date. You should do something like this. So then I'm going to move on to this is not local, but it is in Illinois. So we'll leave a little local sticker up. In New Baton, dozens of thank you cards now cover the front of Berkerman's Bakery, and it's a heartfelt tribute to the owner, Paul Berkerman. This was such a sweet story. So for 25 years, Paul has served up homemade cookies and donuts and breads and sweet memories to the community. But a sudden family illness has forced him to close the doors back in November. So this has prompted an outpouring of support from his community. Former employees and neighbors and neighboring businesses as well say that the bakery just wasn't a shop, it was the heart of their town. The building's legacy dates back to the 1900s, so actually 1900, with generations of bakers carrying on the tradition. Paul hopes to pass the torch to the right buyer and keep the bakery's long-standing legacy alive. I love to see, again, I love a good card. I'm a words girl, so I'm all about write it in a note if you mean it, okay? I love it. I love that people are coming by and putting these notes on the windows. There are some of us who don't get enough love in our life, like people showing us, pouring into us, that they love and appreciate us. And can you imagine doing something for most of your life, being passionate about a thing, this thing being in your family for generations, and hoping to continue that throughout your lifetime and your family, and then suddenly something happens that changes that forever, and you have to stop, like you just have to shut it down. And I'm sure in his mind he thought, what was it all for? I'm sure he probably thought it was all lost. But when people show up for you in your community and they show you that it wasn't, I'm sure that makes this transition a little easier for him. So congratulations to him on a long and wonderful career. And great job to all of those people for expressing their love and care and concern for him. More good news after the break. Okay, so is it okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. You're just kind of naturally quiet.
Uh-huh.
So, like, if you could talk like this right here, like you're talking to me out here, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm working on it. He and I are working on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's all like we've got things boosted. It sounds a lot better, a lot
Okay.
louder.
Okay. But still speak up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're just very soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I will work on it here.
Pretend there's an audience of people out here, and you're just
That's the problem. The audience of
wanting
people.
too many eyes. Yeah.
This whole table's full of
Yeah.
people out here.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Welcome back to Good News Only. So next we're going to talk about a group of volunteers who stitched together gratitude blankets for National Snow Day. These were very nice blankets, and I think you'll be interested to see. So, volunteers across western Iowa stitched together gratitude during National Sew Day handmade quilts of valor, each taking 20 to 50 hours to create, will be gifted to local veterans because of this endeavor. Every quilt is unique, often personalized to reflect the veteran's interest and service. Materials alone cost $300, making each quilt a priceless labor of love. Organizers say the mission is simple, and that is to wrap veterans in comfort and to remind them that their service is appreciated. You can nominate a veteran to receive a quilt through the Quilts of Valor website. This reminds me back at home in Kentucky where I grew up. Actually, I grew up in Paducah, Kentucky, and they had like the National Quilters Association convention thing every single year. There are so many people that would come in town for just to quilt. I mean, the whole town was shut down and overcome with people who quilt of all things. Quilting is a thing, and it's really a really involved art, very beautiful. But I don't know if I have the patience to do that. I told you I can sew a little bit because my mom is a seamstress, and she taught us to like cut out patterns and how to make patterns and sew things together. I can sew a button on. I can mend a shirt. I can hem a pant. What else can I do? I think that's probably gonna be about it. The sewing machine, I can make a pillow. I could do that from start to finish. But like the sewing machine thing to really get in there, I'm always nervous that my fingers are gonna get stuck with that needle, and I just don't have the patience. So I admire people who can like knit and crochet, and so I do like to hand stitch things, but I get bored and I got to move on. It takes a minute. But I do admire people who know how to put together a blanket out of thin air, like just some thread. I love it. I think it's so cool. So if you know somebody you would like to nominate to get one of these blankets, be sure to go and visit the Quilts of Valor website and get that done. So then I want you guys to see this. There's a 96-year-old Wisconsin man, and he is proving that it's never too late to make a difference. So his name is George Red Kent, and he volunteers 3 days a week as a greeter at Monroe Health Clinic. He makes it a point to stand up and offer a hearty hello to everyone who walks through the door. Red says volunteering keeps him active and is his way of giving back for life's blessings. Can you imagine that? Just a hello, a simple, warm hello is enough for him to feel that he has given back because it makes enough of a difference in our lives as human beings. It's that important for someone to greet us warmly. This is a person who definitely appreciates the small things in life. And so it's just no wonder he is so happy and still moving at 96 years old. I love it. And so, yes, he says that he earned the nickname Red thanks to his bright red hair in his younger days. You never know. That hair was red in his younger days, and he is still living it though. I love it. I love it. I love it. So after the break, we have more good news for you. We're going to be talking about people who made the best of the sub freezing temperatures and what they are continuing to do to enjoy the weather. More good news after the break. So, sub freezing temperatures didn't stop hundreds from heading onto Lake Mendota in Madison, Wisconsin. The Clean Lakes Alliance hosted its annual Frozen Assets celebration on the ice. Participants took part in a 5K walk or run right on the frozen lake. That sounds like a fall risk. To run, oh no. The participants took part in this 5K walk or run, and families also enjoyed ice fishing lessons and ice skating and other winter activities. Indoor options were also available for those wanting to warm up while still joining the fun. I wish I would run on what I know for a fact is hard ice. No, no. Indoor options, like I said, were available. I would have taken those. Organizers hope that the event inspires people to enjoy and ultimately protect their local lakes. Well, they're doing it. They are inspired to do something. Kudos to them. I hope they had a wonderful time. Well, that is a wrap for me. Now I want to hear from you. Please go to news25 at week.com and send me an email. Let me know what you thought about today's show. Most importantly, let me know what you are doing this month to take care of your heart inside and out, physical and mental and emotional heart. What are you doing this month? Ooh, remind me to get my baby a Valentine's Day present sent to her. I almost forgot that. But send me an email to news25week.com. Remember to put Hey Shauna in the subject line. That's SHAUNA, so I know it's for me. In the meantime, be sure to check out the Midday Newscast and meet me back here today at 1 p.m. for more Good News Only. I'm LaShauna Guy for 25 News. Have a wonderful morning.